In the rain, it's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, Lord.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cityscope Africa Academy, a place where conversation around business, lifestyle, and intercontinental building take place. I want to welcome each and every one of us to this wonderful section this evening, and it's a great privilege to have us here, even despite our tight schedule. I believe we are all set, and I want you to show your presence by telling us a bit about yourself in the chat box. Let us introduce ourselves in the chat box, even as we check in before we actually kick off the section fully, as we are honored this evening to have His Royal Majesty in our presence this evening. So I would like us to kindly check in, drop your message, tell us who you are and what you do in the chat box. So you're welcome, Chief JJ Johnson. Yemisi Jenkins, you're welcome. Tuli Musagewa, you're welcome. Getty, you're welcome. Pearl Kupe, you're welcome. Tony Tassa, you're welcome. Viti, you're welcome. Adeyemi Jones, you're welcome. Shit Baba today, you're welcome. Let us do it to just check in as we'll kick up this session this evening. Thank you, Chief JJ Johnson. I can see you, and thank you, Mr. Kolade Ayorinde, for checking in. Let us do it to check in so we can kick off as soon as possible. Mr. Shitubaba today, thank you so much. Interested in cocoa industry. I believe this session will be one that will enlighten you this evening. So without taking much of our time, we'll be going straight. We're going straight to the section. So we go straight to this section, and on that note, I would like to welcome Mr. Kolade Ayorinde, who will be introducing our guest to us this evening, His Royal Majesty. And let us all inform others, even as we are about to start, so that they don't miss out of this section. If you have someone that can just check in, tell them to check in as soon as possible, so that they don't miss out in this section this evening. So on this one, I would like to make welcome Mr. Kolade Ayorinde, who is an Chief Executive at Cityscope Africa Media Limited. You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, Tomisi. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to participate in our academic session. This evening, I want to thank all of you for taking time to come and listen to what KBC has got for us. Tonight, I would like to present to you our distinguished speaker, our royal father, first-class chief, king from Osun State of Nigeria. He is the promoter of Cocoa Renaissance Initiative and the chairman of Eti-Oni Development Group that organizes the Cocoa Festival at Eti-Oni and Eko Chocolate Show in Lagos, Nigeria. He has been building bridges between production and consumption of cocoa by promoting farmers' dignity in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, may I welcome His Royal Majesty Oba Dokun Thompson, the Oloni of Eti-Oni, Osun State, Nigeria. Kabiyesi, sir, you are welcome. Over to you, Your Majesty.
Good evening. How are you? Thank you very much. I'm also happy to be here. So, well, I'll leave you to proceed with the program.
At this junction, Kabiyesi, sir, we would like you to present to us what you have for us on Cocoa Initiative. We are all ready. We are ready to go. Thank you, sir.
The Cocoa Renaissance Initiative is actually an initiative that we started about sometime in 2014. And that was basically to take us back to where we're coming from. Cocoa is a cash crop. Cocoa built Western Nigeria. And today, cocoa was forgotten, or for so many reasons. And if you notice, everywhere that cocoa is produced anywhere in the world is left for poor. But everywhere it is consumed is left for being wealthy or addressed as being wealthy. So where are we and how do we change that narrative? So in 2014, we started the Cocoa Festival, but we did not open it to the public, to the rest of the world until 2016. The Cocoa Festival was basically a program, series of activities and events that last for a week to celebrate peace, love, and development. The reason for peace being that cocoa was introduced into Eti-Oni in 1896 after the Kiriji War. And after the peace treaty was signed, Eti-Oni was established and cocoa was introduced to develop Eti-Oni. And eventually, cocoa became the economic mainstay of what used to be known as the Ijesha Nation. And it transformed the Ijesha Nation at that time. And that same cocoa we produced sustainably, and it was traded as well. And it was also used to advance the cause of development in the western region of Nigeria. So going back to it, let's return our people to what we know in terms of cocoa, in terms of agriculture, in terms of economic empowerment. So Cocoa Festival has so many angles to it. You have the social, you have the economic, and of course you have the political angle to it. But I will go into that later. But as for Cocoa Renaissance Initiative, the only way we can achieve the Cocoa Renaissance is to create the culture. How do we create the culture? We need to bridge the gap between between production and consumption. And by the time we are able to achieve that, it means we will be able to move from production to consumption and take advantage of the several economic opportunities, job opportunities, that would lead to transformation of producing communities, not just for Eti-Oni, but across Nigeria, across Africa, and every single producing region in the world. That is what it is all about. And it returns dignity to the farmers. It returns self-worth. And at the end of it, it would also ensure that the next generation farmers are on board. And that is what will create sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Kabiyesi. So we've heard from Kabiyesi how cocoa has been introduced into Nigeria and how what he has been doing to bridge that gap between the chocolate part of production from the farming side of it. Now, is there any particular question from any of the audience, please, at this point for Kabiyesi? Okay. None at the moment. Anyway, we are all aware that cocoa is a big thing, especially in Western Nigeria, where it has been responsible for building most of the infrastructures we have. Yes, it's been a while ago. In the 60s, we had the first television station in Africa built from resources obtained from cocoa. The same Cocoa House Ibadan is the first multi-story building in Nigeria, skyscraper, so to speak. All came from the money from cocoa. And we want to thank KBC for bringing this initiative of recognizing the farmers and also of bridging this gap that we're talking about. At this point, KBC, would you like us to have another dimension to this, where we look at how we can actually establish chocolate factories in Nigeria? Because we know there are chocolate factories all over Europe, but we are just, it's like we get the cocoa from our ground, but at the end of the day, we have to buy the finished product. I know there are other types of products from cocoa, but chocolate in particular, is there a way we can have a chocolate factory in Nigeria or producing chocolate for consumption in Nigeria? Over to you, sir.
At the moment, we actually have cocoa processing plants in Nigeria, built up to capacity of about 150,000 tons of processing capacity in the country. There are several challenges with that, because that's to produce intermediary, or what you call secondary industrial products. But then we also have a number of artisanal chocolate manufacturers in Nigeria who also have different challenges. Those challenges have to do with things that the government should actually look into in terms of certifications or approvals of their branding, the names and stuff like that, so that they can understand the difference between artisanal manufacturing and industrial manufacturing on one side, and then at the same time understand the quality and value of what they do. The only way to actually now optimize that, based on your question, is to have more people consuming chocolate. Unfortunately, we had Multitrex. The promoter and the owner of Multitrex passed on only about 2 months ago. He had a 65,000 metric ton facility, and they had capacity to produce close to 100,000 chocolate bars per annum. But that's all dashed now, because now that he's passed. But I hope something would happen and it would be revived. That is also down to government intervention wrongfully in such an enterprise that is very key and very important to the Nigeria economy. But when we talk chocolate factories, we need a culture of consumption. You see, it's not just about chocolate, it's about cocoa. And when we're looking at cocoa, we're looking at about 6 to 7 different layers of possible industry sectors that can be optimized or taken advantage of. So chocolate is just one small aspect of it. And that's, if we generalize, we'll be looking at chocolate in the area of confectionery. Then you also have the pharmaceuticals, then you have the cosmetics. That's now industrial. But when you now start looking at the byproducts of cocoa, you're now looking at, which is basically what the theme of this evening is, cocoa and sustainable tourism. Tourism is a byproduct of cocoa. You have tourism, you have education, you have research, you have merchandising, you have entertainment, and you have a very, very wide range of different areas or sectors that you can easily go into to optimize and take advantage of the opportunities. But we are yet to scratch that surface. And at Eti-Oni, we've been doing everything we can to see what we can achieve in terms of cocoa and cocoa consumption.
Thank you, Kabiesi. Kabiesi has brought us to the theme, tourism. I was going to ask him after the answer, but he has actually driving the agenda towards that already. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about tourism, about using cocoa, as Kabiesi has said, about using cocoa to promote tourism, and from what he has said, it's a challenge for all of us to see how we can, allow that tourism theme to take hold in the society. What Kabiesi has said is that cocoa has the capability to put all of us at the center of development. Now, gentlemen and ladies, please, if you have other questions pertaining to this, I would like you to throw it on board before we move on to the next point on the agenda.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Thank you. It's been a great time having you. It's a privilege having you on board this evening. And I can see a few questions from the chat box here. I'm Oloyoluwa Thompson by the name, the Principal Scope Africa Academy. So we have a few questions from the chat box, which I'll be reading one after the other so that it can be attended to. A question from Shitu Babatunde says, I would like to know a little history of the Nigerian cocoa farming plan. How did it grind to a halt? Is there, apart from oil, a reason for its decline? Your Majesty, sir.
Cocoa production was never grounded to a halt. What happened was, and a lot of people make this mistake, that the cocoa industry sort of died after oil was discovered, but that's not the case. It's interrelated. I mean, the reason why cocoa production or the concentration on cocoa production was reduced, or the focus on it for economic activities in Nigeria was sort of shifted. The real issue was when oil was discovered, there was a lot of free money. New cities were built and there were jobs begging to be taken over. So people just generally drifted in that direction, and cocoa producing regions were left, or in fact, agricultural areas in Nigeria were just left without any plan. And that was what saw the decline in production, because there was not enough hands to produce the cocoa. If you know, cocoa is a strictly hand and labor intensive activity. It's not, we have not been able to mechanize it, and it's been a challenge. So you need a lot of manpower to produce cocoa. So that's basically the reason. And things are turning around now. And I believe eventually in another 3-5 years, people will start to feel the impact with the promises of CBN, of Nexim, and even with the work that we're doing in terms of trying to bring about the work we're doing, trying to revive the industry. Let me use that word.
Thank you, Kabiesi. There is a question here for you that says, can you please explain a little more what cocoa tourism is, sir?
Let me first of all try and explain what tourism is, because I'm not sure how people understand tourism. Tourism basically is about movement of people from one location to the other at different times of the year for whatever purpose. What we have not been able to do is define tourism properly. in terms of when it comes to Nigeria, and even in some African nations. Some nations have been able to capture it properly. In Nigeria, the biggest tourism factor we have is religious tourism, where people are moving to prayer grounds and stuff like that. So and you can have the social aspect of tourism and not necessarily build value on it. And that's where we are at that's where we have a challenge with everything we do in Nigeria. Even the oil we do not add value to anything we do. Agriculture, oil, anything, we always use the raw product as the final product. When it comes to cocoa tourism, or let me say agricultural tourism, most festivals to start with have their origin or their roots in agriculture, in one food or the other, one product, either a cash crop or agricultural product or whatever. If you know about the beer festival, the cases now of jollof rice this and jollof rice that. When it comes to cocoa is even a lot more extensive than them, because beyond the ecotourism that cocoa offers, when it comes to going to visit cocoa farms, depending on the type of location it is, there are different kinds of tourism products that can be generated or developed from all those things. There's merchandising, there's entertainment, there's even fashion that can be created, and then there's culture. So until we learn how to develop these products from, the different types of products, from just one singular raw product, we will never really be able to optimize the value that we can take from it. So let me give an example, the Cocoa Festival, and how we are working on developing that product. After the Cocoa Festival started, and it was strictly social, the economic aspect we know will come eventually. I wrote a book, did a book. It's called, this is the book. It's called The Royal Origins and Traditions of Cocoa. We are creating the cocoa culture. This book, which is a coffee table book, talks about, it's a photo documentary, history, landscape, and lifestyle at Eti-Oni. And it is supposed to help capture and educate people about cocoa to a certain extent, the history, the beauty that we have, so that people can visit. It also talks about the lifestyle and other things. So it's a photo documentary. When people know what they want to go and see, they have an idea, then they now want to touch it. But it's beyond this book, because this is the second edition of it. It also captures a little bit about some of the history of cocoa around the world, and even some locations where that are historic to cocoa development or cocoa production in Africa. It captures a lot of travels, just to let you know that cocoa is about traveling, is about tourism, is about movement from Eti-Oni to Lagos, from Lagos to Sao Tome, from Sao Tome to Amsterdam, from Amsterdam to the UK, from the UK to Colombia, and stuff like that. So it is huge, and there's a lot more that we're going to be doing with it. But I don't want to give too much details right now, because there's still a lot of information that if I share, then it may not make sense, because everything is being developed as we go on.
Thank you, Kabiesi. There is another question here for you. The question goes this way. Can I chip in on responding to the scope of cocoa? Oh, it's not a question, it's actually a statement. He wants to chip in about cocoa ecotourism in Ghana. Nana Aduna. Nana Aduna, what have you got to say for us? Hello? Well, the person is not there. Okay, we move over to the next question. It goes, Dear Majesty, thank you for your time. My question is with agriculture. Chief Obafemi Awolowo built Cocoa House in Ibadan, gave free education to southwestern Nigeria. When we discovered petroleum, everybody became lazy and wants to become oil merchant. How can we make cocoa production and development attractive in Nigeria once again? I think you have answered that before, but sir, go ahead.
Yes, I've answered it before. It's all about culture. It's a culture and it's a mindset. What the Cocoa Renaissance Initiative is about the renewal of that mindset, that there's more to life than to oil or to fast, short-term gains in terms of trading, going straight to trade in oil and making so many. In fact, if you look at the richest people in the world, the richest families in the world, the first 10 richest families in the world, none of them is an oil merchant or oil business, but you find 2 that are into chocolates. Yes, and if you now go to 20, you probably find about 5 families. I mean, I'm talking of families that are worth over $100 billion. So what I'm trying to say here is that, and when you talk, I'm going back to what Nana Aduna was saying. You see, people say ecotourism. Yes, ecotourism, but it's beyond that. We've had visitors from the USA, from the UK, from Poland, from India, from Colombia, from different parts of the world coming to visit Eti-Oni and our cocoa. But we are still at that development stage, and we have a lot to do in that area. And there's a lot we're also catching up on it. I think someone also mentioned about Eti-Oni chocolate and stuff like that. Eti-Oni chocolate at the moment is only for the UK market. And there's a reason for that. The reason is very simple. It's trying to let people know that it's possible, it can be done. Even though we're local in Nigeria, but we can also do it if they in Europe or in America can do anything in Africa, it means we in Africa can also do something in Europe or in America. That's the reason for that. Eventually, it's definitely going to be on the shelves. Definitely, it's going to be on the shelves very soon in Nigeria, and we're all working on it. And it's going to be in as many places as possible across the globe. Eti-Oni has become a global brand, and it's known worldwide for its cocoa offerings, for its cocoa advocacy and promotion. So we are on track, but we're not running a race. We are building something organically so that it can be sustainable and it's good, and also with a very, very solid foundation.
Thank you, Kabiesi. Sir, is the book on Amazon, or where can we get the book to buy?
It's not on Amazon yet. It's the 3rd edition that will be on Amazon. That's why I said this is the 2nd edition. This 2nd edition stops at Cocoa Festival. The 3rd edition is going to capture a lot more because we have events in London. We have the Eco Chocolate Show in Lagos. And once it captures all that and gives background information of all that, we'll do the 3rd edition, and then we will now release it to the public. But this is on direct requests, or, it's privately sold in that manner or offered as a gift, depending on. I can let me even throw this in. Ask any. I'll give a book to anybody for free for this evening. If they answer one particular question you ask, I don't know what it will be, so I'll leave that to you.
Okay, that's a big challenge for me. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Let me help you with that. Let me help. I'll give you one question.
Okay, Kabiyesi, go ahead.
No, don't worry. I'll send it to you privately. Just go on.
Okay, yeah. Can I digress a little bit to my own field, if I may? Where is Eti-Oni in Osun State? The geographic location. I'm throwing this to the general public, not to you, Kabiyesi. So whoever answers, has the chance to win something from Kabiyesi.
You have to answer 2 questions.
We have just moved the goalpost. Okay, does anyone know? Come on, guys. Okay. An answer here. Atakumosa East, local government.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, my name Kabiyesi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for the invitation. My name's Honorable Akim Bello. Eti-Oni is not far from Elisha. It's in Osun State.
Thank you, sir. There we go.
Eti-Oni is in Atakumosa East local government area of Osun State.
Okay. Okay. Interesting answer. Okay, Kabiyesi, your question, sir.
When was Eti-Oni? Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
When was Eti-Oni chocolate launched in Nigeria?
Launched
in Nigeria. Don't go on Google. I can see you going there.
That's a tough one.
I can see people typing.
Oh, God.
Okay. Someone said 2014. Kabiyesi.
Wrong.
Odo.
2018, sir.
Wrong.
It was 2016.
Right.
Don't accept. No, that means that question is lost. That person speaking, the person that gave that answer is a member of the Eti-Oni Development Group. Should not have answered.
So
can I answer that? Can I answer that, sir?
The person should not win the airtime.
No, not airtime, the group. So, but if they can get the day and month, then no problem.
Okay.
The day and month.
2nd December. Your Majesty, did you hear that, sir?
Wrong.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So, is anyone Trying?
Anyone?
We are trying, sir. It's only that Google is not bringing it, sir.
Your Majesty.
Yeah?
April 14th.
Sorry?
April 14th, sir.
April.
April
No.
14th.
No?
Okay.
Your Majesty, sir, maybe if you pass on that, another question instead.
No, we can't.
Keep the book for myself.
No, sir. We try another question, sir.
Okay, I'll give you the answer, but I will now give you another question.
Thank you, sir.
It was the 3rd of December 2016.
Oh, 3rd of December. Somebody said second.
3rd of December 2016. Okay, when was Eti-Oni chocolate launched in London? It's tourism, so
Chocolate.
You use the Google. Nobody should use Google. Oh.
Second and 9th December 2018.
no, I said I'm talking about in London.
Kabesi, sir, in London, it was launched on the 10th of November 2018.
28th October, Kabesi, on the 28th October 2017.
Correct.
Wow, correct. Jesus Christ. How did they even find it? I've been looking for Google.
I'm not sure Kabesi will leave the book for me because
No, because it's family.
No, it's disqualified, sir.
Okay. At this point, I would bring on Tomisi, the principal, to announce to give us some special announcements. Tomisi, go ahead, please.
So everybody has lost on the book.
Nobody is getting that book.
No, someone has to get it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, another question, sir.
Or Your Majesty, can you just do it, since we are falling flat on our buttocks on your questions?
Don't worry, someone will get it. We'll see who will get it somehow.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. So, finally, the time that we proceed with the questions, let's get prepared for the questions. So, I would like to bring on board our guest from Ghana, who said she wants to drop one thing or the other concerning cocoa tourism. In person of Nana. Nana, are you there?
Yes, I think I'm here now.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, sir. Just a very 3 to 5 minutes to move on to next.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. Your Majesty, I'm most privileged to contribute to this.
Thank you so much, Nana. God bless you.
Yes. I think that just a bit of background from our perspective, or from my perspective in Ghana. I started this whole cocoa ecotourism, and it's really as simple and as basic as inviting people to come to our farm. I think that the concept I based it on, I lived in South Africa briefly, and cocoa and wine are very similar. So, I mean, when you look at who has ever been privileged to have done the wine tours in South Africa, the tasting, the different ways in which wine is made, preserved, etc. So, what we've done is, can we have people come into a farm? We show them the whole fermentation process, how cocoa is grown. We've got a seed farm, etc. And I think that what we increasingly discover, our environments, especially when you are doing sustainable cocoa, is already very rich. We've got a stream running through the farm. We've got a bamboo grove. So there's so much to add. The human conveniences like good toilet facilities, good hand washing facilities, etc. I mean, we've had the opportunity to host some beauty pageants visitors from the Miss Heritage, Global Heritage, that they came to visit the farm. There were some very serious corporates who wanted to have some of the executive meetings there just before the COVID, etc. So at the moment, what we're doing is we are increasing our offering in terms of the things that we can do there, offering traditional drumming, dancing, meals, etc. Plus, when you add the opportunity to actually then shop in terms of the products that we make from our farm, then that shifts the actual offering at a different level. I think that His Majesty was also talking about the Eti-Oni show. We've started something similar in Ghana, and we think that it would be very useful to collaborate so that we have a joint effort. I mean, at the end of the day, cocoa in West Africa should really take its rightful place. So I just wanted to make that contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you, Nana. Yeah.
Kabiesi has thrown up another question so that someone could win that book. The question goes, which year was cocoa, when was cocoa introduced into Africa, and what year?
1896. Yeah, 1896.
Well, Kabiesi, is that correct?
That's wrong. I said into Africa, not Nigeria. Into Africa, and which country, actually?
It was in 1874. It was in 1874, and it was in West Africa that it was first introduced.
Which country?
1822, Gabon.
1815, Gold Coast.
No.
1822, Gabon.
That means this, okay.
Sao Tome of Gabon.
It was,
Gabon.
okay, correct. And what year was that?
1822.
1844.
22.
By whom? I'm from where?
New word from the new word.
Where's the new?
Your Majesty, I'd like to make an addition there. I'd like to make an addition there. When we read our Presbyterian history books, they tell us that the Dutch missionaries introduced cocoa into the Gold Coast in 1815. But because they used it in the coastal areas, it didn't do that well. So they struggled and it didn't. And remember also historically, the Dutch and the Portuguese always had this rivalry when it came to trading with the New World, etc. So that's what I do know from the history from the Presbyterian Church, which is very close to the Basel missionaries, who were very instrumental in cocoa in Ghana.
Yeah, I know. There's the main story was that he came by the Portuguese, either 1820 or 1844, from Brazil, coming in from Brazil. Okay, then let's ask another question. Can people name, because since it's about tourism, that's the reason why I'm asking all these questions. Can we name 5 nations that visitors came from that visited Eti-Oni Cocoa Festival? I've mentioned them today. Can someone name 5 correctly?
Can I try, sir? We have Ghana. We have. Hello? Am I still on?
Yeah, go on.
I said Cameroon, Ghana, the UK. We have people from Uganda and South Africa.
Okay, you're wrong. I said that visited the festival at Eti-Oni, not, you're talking about the virtual one. So someone else has to try. Mentioned it today.
Okay.
Kabisi, sir.
Yeah?
These questions are tougher than Cambridge exams.
That means no one is paying attention. I mentioned, if I answer them, that means I'll pick anyone I'll give the book to.
Yes, sir. Somebody like me, sir.
Who is Deborah? I've seen Deborah. No, she's there. No.
Yes, she
Deborah,
was
are you
there.
there? Yeah, she's still there. Deborah, if you can hear us, kindly on mute.
What you said. Okay, I've asked her to mute, so.
What about Kemi Shegun?
I'm here. Your
Wow.
Excellency. Listening
Just
to
scrolling
you.
down. Okay, she's won the book.
Oh, I have. Fantastic.
I want to give it to a man, so I was looking for a lady's name.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty.
So the countries I wanted to mention, I mentioned Colombia, I mentioned India, I mentioned the United States, I mentioned the UK, I mentioned Poland. Then, of course, there was Ghana and India. Yeah, so those are 5 countries.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kabisi.
Yeah. So she would have to send her address or details or how to get it across.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You'll need to let me know to whom to send it, please.
Okay, Kemi, please kindly send a private message to Oluwatomisin. So he will respond with the other details, and then we know the location and everything and communicate with Kabisi after the section.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'll do that.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Yeah.
So, Kabiyesi, Your Majesty.
Yes.
So we just want one more question. Although you started the freebies tonight, there's still a lot of freebies for as many people that will stay hang on even after we are done with the section this evening. So there we can still wait behind to get some other freebies. So there's a question coming up which says that what are cocoa pods used for after the cocoa beans has been taken out?
Very good question. First of all, so you have to know that cocoa is. Can I go ahead?
Please go ahead, Kabiyesi.
Okay. Okay. Cocoa as a product, there's no waste when it comes to cocoa. The pods are used as part of, they're reused in different ways. In some cases, they're used for what you know as the black soap. Okay, it is done in the local traditional way and burnt with all sorts of things to create potash, and then the soap is created from it. That's one aspect of it. On the other side, it can also be used as fertilizer for cocoa itself. So it's never wasted. And again, some people are also using it for biogas to generate clean electricity. So there's a lot of use for cocoa. There's no aspect of cocoa that is a waste.
Thank you, Kabiyesi.
Thank you, sir.
Tomisin, could you unmute your phone? Yes.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Thank you so much, Kabiyesi. Thank you so much for the wonderful section. Even despite your busy schedule, to find time to even come around and even give one of our participants a gift, really appreciate, and we say a big thank you for this wonderful gestures towards Cityscope Africa Academy. And we look forward to the chocolate festival in 2021, and we believe God's grace we'll be there to grace the occasion as a team. So thank you so much for the time spent. We don't take it for granted, Your Majesty. We really appreciate and celebrate you. We pray that your reign will be good and your kingdom will be in good ends. Thank you so much once again this evening.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. It's an honor to be here. If it's Coco, anybody that has a question to ask or wants to learn anything, I'm available to share whatever knowledge we have. And if we don't understand anything, we will point you in the right direction. We have the Academy of Chocolate. I was told this evening, because the 2020 awards were concluded only, I think, yesterday. And 2019 chocolate products from Africa, used by African cocoa origins, had 3 gold winnings or awards. But this year, there were 7 or 8 gold awards. So what I'm trying to say is that the cocoa from Africa is being valued properly. And the definition of fine cocoa or fine flavored cocoa is now being more detailed. So there is an opportunity. When you focus on chocolate, there is a real opportunity for more chocolate people to be part of it. The Cocoa Research Institute is there to help with production. We are available to do anything when it comes across the entire value chain, and we will be able to guide anybody. So it's been an interesting evening. It's been a very challenging year, but the year has also created opportunities of doing things in a different manner to achieve the same result or even possibly more results. I'm sure if this was a physical event, we may not even have had this number of people. And but today we have people from different parts of the world. I see someone from Germany. I see a number of people from the UK, from Ghana, from Cameroon, and places like that. So 2020 has been an interesting year. I know 2021 will be better. Though the challenges are there, everything is not yet cleared, but things will definitely shape up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, like I said earlier on, there's still a lot of freebies for us, courtesy in Nigeria.
Sorry, someone was just sending me a message that I shouldn't forget the people from the United States as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, courtesy of Let's Go Nigeria, every participant that participates in the coming test or activity will get a token of 1,000 airtime. So we will be doing a very short activity within a space of time. Then we'll try to verify those that have participated. So Let's Go Nigeria is an app which showcase places, is an app that showcase places in Africa, in Nigeria particularly. Anywhere you find yourself, you can actually log onto this app to check on tourist attraction centers in which you could go to. Probably you are somewhere and you like, where can I go and check something spectacular or go for tourist attraction here? You can just check on the app, and you will be able to get the closest one to you, and also you'll be able to get the geographical direction down to the place. So the activity we are doing this evening is just, we are going to be downloading the Let's Go Nigeria app. And what you're doing, you are going to be by searching on the Google Play Store, Let's Go Nigeria. When you search for Let's Go Nigeria on the app, you download it. And after download it, you go back to Google Play Store and rate it with your correct name, the name that you are using, so that we can verify you. Then after you have rated the app on the Google Play Store, you go back to the app, you tap on the menu. You are going to see something like the picture beside the second phone, something like that. Then you see a money bag icon. You click on it and you fill the form that is there. When you fill the form, then you submit your answer. So when you submit your answer, we are going to get the details of those of you that have participated, and you will get your reward as soon as possible. So that's the freebie. We are giving 10 people 1,000 Naira worth of airtime this evening. So if you can quickly do that, we are just going to take a couple of, probably maximum of 10 minutes before we bring the answers down. So you can just quickly download the app on Google Play Store, rate the app on Google Play Store, tap the menu button after downloading, click on the money bag icon, then fill the form, and after that you can submit your answer. Then we are going to let you know those that have won the gift if time will permit us. It's been a great time this evening, and we've learned one thing or the other in a way. So let's do well to participate in all these the contests that we have stated now. If you are not able to announce it, we are going to do what we are going to send it across to you. And just to bring it to our notice, today is the last section for the year, and by God's grace, we'll be resuming next year on the 30th of January, which is the last Saturday of every month. That's when we have our academic session with various guests. You know, the academy is a place where business, entrepreneurship, and intercontinental building conversation take place. So we are not limited. We are looking forward to building a great Africa that we desire. I appreciate each and every one of us here, and we celebrate the KBC, His Royal Majesty Oba Dokun Thompson, for giving us this opportunity and privilege to grace our platform this evening. So on this note, I want to say Happy New Year in advance and Merry Christmas to each and every one of us, because next year, by God's grace, we'll be meeting once again to continue this section as God wills. Thank you so much. My name is Oluwa Thompson, the principal, Cityscope Africa Academy. You can also do us to follow us on our social media, so Africa, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Also, Let's Go Nigeria on all platforms. Find us there, so you can learn more about Great Good doing, about tourist which you can do. You can go wherever you find it. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, KBC, for coming. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bless
you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
God bless you all.
Amen.
Congratulations to the lady who won the book.
KBC, thank you very much. Thanks for the advice.
God bless. Hey, Victor, thank you.
Pleasure. We'll link up later.
Okay, then.
Okay. God bless.
God bless.
Your Royal Majesty, thank you very much for the invitation, and God bless.
Thank you, Your Highness Nana Aduna II. And God bless you, and God bless the family and the community. I hope ecotourism is working well this Christmas.
It gradually is coming back. The COVID restrictions were reduced a bit, so we are hanging in there.
That's good. I'm sure 2021 will be very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you, KBC.
Thank you. This thing is great.
Thank you very much. All right. Night.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, KBC, for coming with us. We really appreciate. We know you are very busy, but you make up the time to come and be with us. We really appreciate this. And may God give KBC this more strength and grace to lead us in this direction for long. Amen.
Amen. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, Edward. Bye.
KBC, thank you very much for attending this. We really appreciate you. We really
Thank you so much.
We really do, sir. And it's been a lovely evening. I like the way you kind of let the questions flow.